I don't think I ever did show you what I did to space the truck bell housing to a car transmission. These particular 1/4 inch nuts were the right thickness, so I welded 4 of them to washers, and the transmission was centering up on 4 nuts this whole time. It actually feels pretty good now. Alright, so the reason I dropped the transmission down, 2 things. One, I needed to put a clutch in it. And another thing, I needed to put that Mr. Gasket shifter I bought on it. So I'm going to get back under there and take the bell housing down. I might show you some of this. Now, I want to mention this, and if you want to go back to an older video and find it, you're more than welcome to. That clutch, pressure plate, bell housing, and flywheel that was in this car came out of that white GMC van that my uncle had. I parted out the van, took the stuff I wanted, and finally just, scrapped the rest of it. Now that was 3 years ago. And this clutch looked like that then. That is I believe that's a GM clutch and pressure plate. Anyway, I'm not going to scrap it. I'm not going to throw it out, because if it came down to it, I would put it back in my car. I'm just changing this because I have one. So, honestly, I think this was as greasy as this when I put it together. I'm not sure. Can you hear it? I'm going to run it. You can't do that. That throwout bearing's worn. That's not worth putting back in. You can't do that. Okay, so I set it 4 inches. I'm going to put this stuff down in storage and get out the haze. Thought I'd show you this. That's 2 years with a used clutch. Now what happened there, because that flywheel was matched to that 12 inch, when I put it in this car, it was rough as a pine knot. When it was in that van, it wasn't. But the only thing I could figure is where this car is so much lighter, it was easier to notice. So I took it back apart 2 years ago, had that flywheel surfaced, put it back together. And if you notice, that clutch wasn't wore in evenly. Keep in mind, that's a 12, so it ran all the way out here. instead of here. So this is still smooth. I'm going to put it together with a haze, and I'll show you that here in a second. Haze. That's an 11-inch. If you notice, it's marked. It's marked March of 19. That's a clutch and pressure plate that I couldn't get to work in the 70. That 70 has a aftermarket clutch Z-bar pedal linkages, and it doesn't push far enough. It never has. We've got a weaker clutch in it right now, so it will work. This car, I bought the pedals, but made all the rest of that out of a truck Z-bar. So that one pushes too far normally. So the goal is to get it adjusted right, and then it should honestly work. That clutch might be a slight bit harder to push, but I ain't worried about that one coming apart. Honestly, I wasn't all that worried about the other one coming apart, but you can see how much smaller that clutch is versus the one it had. So since there's plenty of these laying around, I use a tore out input shaft. I have an issue though. I think I might have mentioned it, can't remember. But the bell housing that I'm going to use this time is a car bell housing instead of a truck bell housing. I actually found the right model bell housing, so that's good and stuff, as far as that'll let me get rid of the spacer nuts. But it's bad because I don't have a starter for that. So I'm going to have to come up with a starter end, cast iron starter end. Might know where one is, but if I don't, I'm going to have to come up with one. But for now, this is where I'm going to end the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Next video, we'll tear back in to scrap pile here and see how it's holding up. It's been in the car a year and a half without me doing anything to it this time. So, which I didn't do anything to it last time. All I did was change the grease and stuff. But so I'm going to tear back into it a little bit and check the input bearing. You know, they're supposed to be loose like that. They're always loose like that, but that transmission in neutral has been getting a knock to it, kind of a growl. So something's getting worse. Chances are though, I'm not going to do anything to it unless the input shaft bearings went bad. Then I might put another used one in it. The purpose of this transmission, if you guys remember, is to see how far something will go, how long something will last that was built with junk. There is no new parts in that transmission other than gaskets and seals. That's it. So anyway, I'll see you again next time.